This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Prime Minister speaks on Vagrancy Act. Papindo management on damages incurred. And President of Police Union on 3% CPI increment. A very good evening. This is National Emtv News. I'm Tamara Agavi. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister James Marape has revealed that talks of implementing the Vagrancy Act is being considered. However, it will not be implemented anytime sooner, as the government must look carefully rather than a piecemeal approach. The PM revealed this in an interview with Emtv News recently in Port Moresby.
PM Marape stressed that when the economy grows, there is enough affordability to cater for the social sectors. He said the construction of his cabinet is based on two divides of the economy.
Papua New Guineans talk about vote of no confidence. It has been a process that is in our constitution. It's part of our democracy. But I want to encourage every one of us. It's played out in the floor of Parliament. So not outside. Everyone should be business as usual. Go to work, do business.
The Prime Minister also addressed concerns raised regarding the vote of no confidence.
I've constructed this cabinet from there's two dichotomy, two divides. The divide in growing the economy and the divide in the public sector service delivery. People talk big, but we haven't grown our economy. 7 prime ministers before me, the only prime minister who grew the economy was Sir Michael Thomas Somare from 2002 to 2011. They could have if they had 10 years, like Somare had 10 years.
The PM urges certain individuals to not spread misinformation and mislead the general public through the use of social media.
And so I just want to encourage the people, don't permeate garbage into the public space. Your Facebook postings will not change one element of politics on the floor of Parliament. If leaders felt that the change needs to take place, the due process is carved out in law. It will take place on the floor of Parliament, not in Facebook, not by rioting, not by protest, not by anything.
Malinta Yopolo, National Emtv News.
The Papindo Trading Company's major shop at the Gero suburb was one of the businesses destroyed on the 10th of January. Gathering at the damaged shop's location today were all of the shop's managers, engineers and employees for a cleanup and damage assessment.
Operations Manager Claro Gonzalez and Engineer Edwin Quarillo spoke on the next step to take, appealing to the government and NCD governor for immediate assistance. The Papindo shop faced severe damage and destruction with nothing left behind. Mr. Claro Gonzalez shared that the shop was looted on 2 separate days, the 10th and the 16th of January. The 10th looting and fire saw people break in twice during the day and in the night, while the 16th saw people break in around 5 a.m. early hours of the morning to cut off undamaged cables and other electricals.
I still feel really bad because, this one, we used to help the community to spend our money, my company money, and then suddenly happened like this. So how the community now?
Upon inspection of the building and electricals, Papindo Company engineer Edwin Quarillo gives insight of damage and further steps to be taken.
That's why I'm here. I have to assess the damage, how much it will cost and how long it will take. But the duration is fixed at 6 months, so we have to work on the 6 months period. But the estimate, I have to do it by next week.
The shop's office clerk, Ovolausi, who worked for the company for 24 years, shares her thoughts as well.
If they only came and looted the shop, it's okay. But instead of burning the shop, this is all our garden. We work and then we earn to feed our families. And also the community too, we help. The company also helps them. So in terms of them doing that, this is really bad.
Mr. Gonzalez appeals that the government and the NCD governor assist them in rebuilding as soon as possible.
Only thing I need to say, government or some NCDC people try to help Papindo Trading to rebuild our store again for the community.
With concern for their shop and the people of Gerehu having no place to shop for basic amenities, Mr. Gonzalez advises that they are working towards rebuilding the shop again. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
Being Brian Bell Group's largest warehouse in the country, immediate loss totaled 120 million kina, while resulting loss is far greater. Despite having insurance coverage, Brian Bell CEO Cameron McKellar states that clarity on whether the 10th January events identifies as a civil unrest or not, it is an important factor in the company's insurance talks.
CEO Cameron McKellar explains further on Brian Bell Group's operations nationwide and its forecast going forward.
We have 23, 24 operations around the country that are either, retailing, wholesaling or warehouse operations, and we lost one of those on, last Wednesday. And so for our business, yes, it's an impact, but again, we've got 22 other businesses that continue to operate free of any issue or incumbents that, for us it's all about getting back to business and operating as normally as we possibly can at the moment.
He further elaborates on the damages.
It was our largest warehouse. It was only 4 years old and it was 16,000 square metres of warehouse facility, but also the largest storage facility that we have in the country. The cost of or the immediate damage is about 120 million kina. Now that includes all of the inventory that was in the two warehouses at the time. You're talking about trucks, you're talking about forklifts, you're talking about other assets, all of the racking that was in those two facilities. So the immediate loss for us is 120 million. The consequential losses are far greater.
CEO McKellar also explains on the company's insurance coverage for the recent damage and destruction.
From our perspective, we will be pursuing our insurance cover with our insurance company and like every company that was adversely affected.
McKellar states that the issue is the uncertainty on whether the Wednesday events can be identified as civil unrests or not.
The problem is, of course, there is conversation in the market about, whether it's civil unrest or otherwise. We will have those conversations with our insurance company. But our properties are insured. However, it's up to the insurance company as to how they're going to treat this. We'll have a particular focus on, break and enter and arson.
Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
Although an order for all looted and stolen goods was issued for police to carry out within the Gerehu suburb, Brian Bell advises that all returned items will not be accepted.
CEO McKellar stressed on safety as priority at the warehouse site in Gerehu.
Firstly, the site at Gerehu has been burnt to the ground, so it's unsafe. There is still the potential risk of harm if people go onto that site, whether they're the police, security people, or just people that are feeling, anguish or aggrieved, that they have taken product and they want to, return that product. We're not encouraging people to do that because, again, the site is unsafe.
Mr. McKellar explains why all looted and stolen goods will not be taken back by the Brian Bell Group.
There's been a lot of goodwill to bring product back to that location and we appreciate it. But the products are largely damaged. The ones that have been returned, there was rain immediately after in the ensuing days. So whatever wasn't damaged is damaged now. Any electrical goods that have come back, there's no way that we would resell any of that product.
He said that the returned looted items will be donated as charity, however still stressing that all returns to the looted Gerehu site is not encouraged.
We may sort it into, donations, where there is not electrical products, but maybe saucepans or product that, can be used by people, and ultimately we'll donate that product. But we're not encouraging people to return to the Gerehu site because it's unsafe. It's not fit for anything at the moment other than clearing it to make it a safe environment.
Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. The president of the police union, Lower Tambua, has revealed that although the government has paid 60 million kina for the police service allowance after 10 plus years, the 3% CPI increments of the members of the RPNGC have not been increased to cater for the inflation the country is facing at the moment.
In relation to the press statement made by Prime Minister James Marape on the 16 million kina service allowance for the police officers in the country, the president of the police union has revealed in a press conference stating that over a period of 7 to 8 years, policemen and women have been waiting and are still waiting for their 3% consumer price index or CPI increments. President Tambua urged the responsible parties to address and fix these issues to avoid inconvenience in the future.
It's really hard to contain people when they have the issues, whatever, but we're trying our utmost best. And the people of Waigani, you're supposed to do your work. When one is due for his reward or whatever, you must work it. 1 or 2 years back, whatever, it's okay. But going over a long period of time, that's when frustrations build up.
Tambua elaborated on the 3% CPI increments, saying that with the current inflation issues faced in the country, the CPI increment is not equal enough to deal with the increase in the price of goods and services.
Annually, when the foods and prices of goods and services are rising, the pay has to rise, so we balance. And that's not been happening, not only for policemen and women, but all of us, including yourselves, all of us. It's been unfair. CPI, CPI means when the goods and services annually goes up, our salaries would rise as well. So there must be a balance. Now, this one is right up there in our page.
Tambua mentioned that the police union has been voicing these concerns for long enough, and his office will make this an agenda for this year to prioritize the 3% CPI increments to be paid. Louis Maingu, National Emtv News.
Lower Tambua has appealed to the policemen and women to follow the proper channel of communication to express their frustration and disappointment. He stated that the police union was established purposely to receive complaints from the policemen and women in the force.
The police union president highlighted that people are ignorant, especially educated elites. He added that there are rules and processes to follow in every organization.
We're ignorant to set rules and laws within an organization with each one of us. Like, you see, if you have issue like now police, the government has provided a channel where you can always address issues. And like police, we are the police union.
In regards to what has happened on the 10th of January, Tambua urged the members of the police force to follow the channel of communication to address issues such as the pay cut issues incurred last week Wednesday. Tambua also appealed to the policemen and women for their continued loyalty to the nation.
Constitution, Bible, you all here to serve our people and our country. You are servants to the 12 million people of this country. You can learn from what happened on Wednesday. You can learn, policemen and women. I want you to learn, us to learn from what happened on Wednesday. Without your policing, your service, that's how vulnerable the nation is. And that must be avoided by all costs. Never, never again this must be repeated.
President Tambuwa said the police officers swore an oath to serve their country with dignity, without fear and without favor. Louis Maingu, National Emtv News.
More than 100 Evangelical Lutheran Church PNG team from Western Highlands Province, especially in Mount Hagen, went to Yalibu in the Emmanuel district of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Papua New Guinea to present food and money to the organizing committee for the 34th National Synod. Accompanying them was the Western Highlands Governor Y. Rapa.
The Western Highlands Provincial Government, under the leadership of Governor Y. Rapa, accompanied more than 100 teams from Hagen District and provided support to the hosting of the Lutheran Church biggest meeting and one of the biggest in the Church's calendar at the 34th National Synod in the Yalibu Pangia District in Southern Highlands Province. Governor Rapa, when announcing his support, placed emphasis on the importance of Church's role in shaping the future generations.
Generation after generation, he go, Nubla come on top, year go year and finish, year go year finish, and you may go find him diaplo, you may maybe next generation back all same. Papua New Guinea now, you mean got plenty, work stop, plenty population grow, but church and over the time. And we go pass, no contributing big plan, no government, supporting government now, you mean, making work come.
Rapa reiterated that his support towards this significant event is necessary, highlighting that Church plays a pivotal role to the functioning of the province.
Church and partner Lomilo province. Na me must come so in presence lawyer. Me must him one land lawyer. I mean no work you let us all. And you meet church leaders, government leaders, school servicemen, usat. Any occasion also, you may hold them as holy man, want them to run him.
Governor Rapa has shown support with the funding of 120,000 kina. The 34th National Synod will gather representatives from all Lutheran Church parishes and congregations in PNG and abroad. The Synod is held every 2 years to discuss and make decisions on various matters concerning the district and the Church as a whole. During the Synod, representatives from different congregations within the Emmanuel district, PNG and abroad will come together to discuss and deliberate on matters such as church governance, policies, and doctrine. They will also address issues related to the local community, social justice, and mission work. The Synod will serve as a platform for open dialogue and decision-making within the ELC PNG. It will allow representatives to voice their opinions, share experiences, and contribute to the overall direction and development of the Church. The decision made during the Synod will be considered binding and guide the actions and policies of the Emmanuel District. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
The National Airport Corporation has announced that the Tokwa Airport runway in East New Britain Province will undergo pavement repairs commencing next month for a period of 12 weeks. This is to ensure the safety of all stakeholders is not compromised.
The useful design life for the Tokwa Airport runway has already lapsed in 2018. Commencing February, the runway length will be significantly reduced and will only allow the operation of Dash 8 aircraft, while the repair work will be carried out on a section of the runway which has deteriorated over time due to the aging runway and the impact of heavy aircraft operations. The work is scheduled for 12 weeks, depending depending on weather conditions. Abu Construction has been selected for this important work following a stringent bidding process. According to the acting managing director, Dominic Camu, the contractor have already commenced mobilization to the site. The maintenance work will involve pavement repairs and surfacing runway with asphalt concrete. NAC has noted the inconvenience to aircraft's daily operation and public's movement. However, safety and security of all stakeholders remains their number one priority and urged for collaboration and understanding at this period. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
Prime Minister James Marape disclosed that the main goal of the Marape-Rosso government is to grow the economy. He revealed that recently in Port Moresby.
PM Marape stressed that when the economy grows, there is enough affordability to cater for the social sectors. He said the construction of his cabinet is based on two divides of the economy.
Copenhagenans talk about vote of no confidence. It has been a process of that is in our constitution. It's part of our democracy. But I want to encourage every one of us. It's played out in the floor of Parliament. So not outside. Everyone should be business as usual. Go to work, do business.
The Prime Minister also addressed concerns raised regarding the vote of no confidence.
I've constructed this cabinet from there's two divides. The divide in growing the economy and the divide in the public sector service delivery. People talk big, but we haven't grown our economy. 7 prime ministers before me, the only prime minister who grew the economy was Sir Michael Thomas Somare from 2002 to 2011. They could have if they had 10 years, like Somare had 10 years.
The PM urges certain individuals to not spread misinformation and mislead the general public through the use of social media.
So I just want to encourage the people, don't permeate garbage into the public space. Your Facebook postings will not change one element of politics on the floor of Parliament. If leaders felt that the change needs to take place, the due process is carved out in law. It will take place on the floor of Parliament, not in Facebook, not by rioting, not by protest, not by anything.
Malinta Yopolo, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. Catholic Diocese of Kundiawa has for the first time hosted the Tertiary Students Formation Convention with the aim to help students progress their lives in the Catholic faith. The week-long convention was held at the Don Bosco Technical College in Karawagi District.
So the leader, Bishop Paul Sundu of Kundiawa opened the week-long convention to over 100 students who are on holiday in Simbu. The convention was held following the Catholic Bishops' Conference call on synodality, which means working together as a church in sharing, proclaiming and attaining holiness. Bishop Sundu, while welcoming the students and facilitators at the convention, stated the theme Journey in Synodality to be salt and light calls for every member of the church to give witness to Jesus Christ. Sundu said the purpose of hosting this program is to see the students grow their faith as they are the pride of the church, province, district, and they value them. He further stated many young people were still in church when they were with their parents in primary and secondary schools. However, once they progress one step ahead, there is a trend that they leave church. Hence, this program is hosted to remind them of their roots. The program took place on the 15th to the 19th of this month. Gladys Gila, National Emtv News.
Moving to overseas news now, thousands of residents in Russia were frustrated as the country grapples with ongoing power outages.
On the outskirts of Moscow, Residents are freezing through winter.
We are asking the governor of the Moscow region to pay attention to the fact that there is no heating in our houses.
Infrastructure here is continually failing. It's estimated up to 25% of Moscow has been affected by lengthy utility outages as temperatures regularly drop below -20. A communal bonfire is often the only way to stay warm. The issue extends across the country. Kazimir Believ lives near Siberia. He says much of the infrastructure in Russia is old and highly centralised. If a system goes down, tens of thousands of people could be without heating.
An accident occurred at the heating station and a pipe broke there. Due to that, 2 districts of the city were simply left without heating.
And often it's a while before it's fixed.
We were told they'd finish by 8 o'clock. There was no heating by 8 either. My friends and I were chatting, wondering when would this wonderful moment come and we would be able to warm up.
Russia's ailing infrastructure has also been linked to endemic corruption in the country.
Well, in short, yeah, I see. It's laziness with a pinch of corruption.
Russia has been under major trade sanctions as a result of its war with Ukraine, a conflict costing the nation billions. Experts now believe that could all be catching up with them.
So increasingly, everything will be sacrificed to the war effort. So I'm expecting gradually and then suddenly these problems to just culminate in an avalanche of disasters.
Russians are going to the polls in March in an election the West say will be rigged. But experts believe failing infrastructure could turn some of Vladimir Putin's supporters against him.
And unfortunately for him, it's going to bite him now, because obviously if he's not going to solve this problem, of course, it's impossible to solve these problems.
But before the election, residents here are just hoping to make it through the cold.
Israeli tanks have mounted a new assault on southern Gaza's main city following intense airstrikes and street fighting with Hamas militants.
The Palestinian Red Crescent has accused Israel of firing at a local hospital and targeting civilians. The UN says the situation in Gaza is increasingly desperate.
I've seen men and children digging for bricks to be able to hold in place tents made with plastic bags in place. This is a massive human rights crisis and a major human-made humanitarian disaster.
Shovels in the ground.
The White House has reiterated its support for a two-state solution after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed the possibility of Palestinian sovereignty.
Good friends and allies can have those kinds of candid, forthright discussions, and we do. It's not going to change the president's view that the best long-term solution for regional security, particularly the security of the Israeli people, is a free and independent Palestinian state. So this isn't about trying to twist somebody's arm or force a change in their thinking. Prime Minister Netanyahu has made clear his concerns about that. President Biden has made clear his strong conviction that a two-state solution is still the right path ahead, and we're going to continue to make that case.
Violent crimes is soaring in South Africa with the murder rate now at 20%, while the number of murder cases solved has fallen to just 12%.
A normal day in a security van carrying cash in South Africa. What happens next looks extraordinary. But it's a constant criminal threat. This is a cash-in-transit robbery. Vans rammed off busy roads. Guards terrorised. Bombs used to access cash. CIT hijackings are one of the violent crimes at crisis levels here. This guard survived a robbery, some don't.
As a human being, I'm scared. But hey, I'm going out. I might not come back, but it's life for everyone in CIT.
From here, they dispatch the helicopters, the backup teams, everything.
His boss says more help's needed from government.
Well, it's like a terrorist group. It's been very military organised, well executed, and if you see the way that they plan these robberies, it's very difficult for our teams to stop that.
Although most South Africans can't afford to pay for them, private security officers now outnumber their police counterparts. In the air, each day crisscrossing cities, guarding security vans down below, waiting to respond to hijackings. On the ground, patrolling the streets. We're with an armed intervention team in Johannesburg, and they've just heard a vehicle has been hijacked. They're following a digital tracker in the vehicle, spotting men running from the car's possible location.
Stop them, stop them. Hey, stop. Down. Where's the car? Where's the car? Which car? Hey, Papa. Hey.
But they weren't the robbers. The chase was back on. Moments later, the vehicle's found.
It's a game of cat and mouse. They normally dump the vehicle at what they call as a cool-off period to see if anyone does respond. But I think now it was literally seconds that we missed these guys.
They call the police to fetch the car. Thousands of new officers are being recruited. It's election year, the most competitive since the African National Congress came to power in 1994 at the end of apartheid.
National Emtv News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Ward 15 of Wewak Urban LG has initiated the Senisim Ting, Senisim Passing, Senisim Place, or change how you think, change your attitude and change your place through a volleyball tournament.
Youths from the Ward 15 in many villages in Wewak step forward to advocate this campaign drive by using sports as their channel of communicating the message to their peers and the young generation. Under the leadership of David Batu, Sylvester Naman, Solomon Naroboy and Scholastica Naroboy, the youths facilitated the grassroots volleyball tournament, which started on the 15th and will end on the 23rd of this month. The tournament will coincide with the youth advocates delivering awareness against social behaviors that are affecting youths in the community, such as illicit drugs consumption, binge drinking, and engaging in unprotected sex. The tournament is set to run for a week, with prizes and trophies being sponsored by a resident whose wish is to remain anonymous. Louis Maingu, Trukai Sport.
The Hohola Rugby League tournament held its round 7 matches this week starting yesterday for A and B grades, while the State of Origin matches were postponed to the first week of February.
Round 7 matches began yesterday at the IPI Park with the B grade teams faced each other. The HRL head coordinator, Omega Nari, gave an update on the rounds and the top 6 teams for the competition.
Now since rest two more rounds go, 10 rounds of games, which now round 7, 3 more rounds start. So after 2 weeks time, first weekend February, game 1, the State of Origin, and I think third or something. So which is the first weekend February, first State of Origin, and after first State of Origin and round 10, after round 10, top 16, which top 8 for each pool, pool B and pool A 1 10. So and top 16 both A grade and B grade respectively. Pool B, I think Tokara Nest, 1 10 dogs, mixed dogs, na Malay Rangers, logo staff 1 2 3 logo regis 1 2 3 sport staff.
The women's tournament will begin its first matches this round on Monday prior to round 8 and the State of Origin game 1. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
The 9th Papua New Guinea provincial bidding for hosting the PNG Games took place this afternoon at the Taurama Aquatic and Indoor Center in the nation's capital. The bidding is between 3 provinces, Eastern Highlands, Oro and East Sepik Province. They will announce which province will be hosting the 9th PNG Games tomorrow. Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports, Alex de Minaur is the only Australian left in the running for an Australian Open Tennis Championship singles crown.
De Minaur cruised through the third round in straight sets against Flavio Cobolli, 6-3, 6-3, 6-1. The world number 10 has lost just one set so far this tournament and next faces Andrei Rublev in the fourth round.
The Sydney Sixers will host the Big Bash League Cricket Finals on Wednesday at the Sydney Cricket Ground after they defeated Brisbane Heat yesterday.
A 5-wicket haul from Ben Dwarshuis and a captain's knock from Moses Enriquez with 59 off 50 balls guided the Sixers to victory. Batting first, the Sixers made 152 runs. In reply, the Heat was bowled out for just 113 with 2 overs to spare. The Sixers will take on either the Perth Scorchers, Adelaide Strikers or Brisbane Heat in the decider, but Enriquez believes his side can beat anyone.
It's going to be hard for me not to say the Scorchers the amount of times we've played them in the finals. But, you know, having said that, Heat get to play the home final up here in these conditions after already playing on it before. So they'll know exactly what to expect here next game they play. Scorchers have a game to win and, you know, they're at home there. So I'd probably expect them to win at Optus. I feel like we've got the squad to play against any team that come to Sydney.
The Perth Wildcats have made it 5 straight wins in the Men's Australian National Basketball League finals after beating the Brisbane Bullets last night.
Another masterclass from Bryce Cotton helped secure the win for the Wildcats. He top scored with 25 points and 5 rebounds. Meanwhile, league leaders Melbourne United went down to the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers 107-86 in Hobart.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
Forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern region, Port Moresby City partly cloudy with chance of few showers and drizzles. Daru partly cloudy with few showers. Kerema partly cloudy with chances of few showers and drizzles. Alotau cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Popondetta cloudy with some showers. Momase region, Lace City partly cloudy with possible few showers. Madang cloudy with rain showers. Wiwe cloudy periods with some showers. Vanimo cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorms. The New Guinea Island region, Lorengau cloudy with few showers. Kavieng partly cloudy with few showers possible. Kokopo and Rabaul partly cloudy with chances of evening showers. Kimbe partly cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorm. Buka partly cloudy with few showers. The Highlands region, Mount Hagen City partly cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka, Bands and Kundiawa cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabe cloudy period with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Small ships forecast waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, to Kerema to Yule Islands, to Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 2.5 to 3.0 meters. Waters of Samaria Islands to Cape Vogel to eastern and western Milne Bay Islands, seas 1.0 to 2.0 meters, rising to 3.0 to 4.0 meters. Waters north of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finschhafen, seas 1.0 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Finschhafen through Vidias Dampier Strait to CSC Long Islands, seas 1.0 to 1.5 meters, rising to 3.0 meters. Waters of Long Island to Madang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1.0 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 1.0 to 2.0 meters. Waters of East and West New Britain to New Ireland, seas 1.0 to 2.0 meters, and waters of Bougainville, seas 1.0 to 2.0 meters. The ocean forecast: Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough, west to northwesterly winds of 25 to 47 knots, Solomon Sea, seas moderate to patches rough, northwesterly winds of 15 to 25 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to patches rough, west to northwesterly winds of 15 to 30 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas slight to moderate, northwesterly winds to northeasterly winds of 10 to 20 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 20th of January 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.